Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback. It's me, your host, Chappell, back to talk to you about a very important movie right around this time. It's Oscar season, and we have an Oscar nominee that we need to discuss. But with me to talk about one battle after another and Teyana Taylor, it's Mari Fourth. Mari, welcome back.
Yes, we're back at the recap kickback. We put away all of our Westerosi theme things. We'll break it out back in June, but now it's time for some more black shit. Like,
Yes. Yeah, I think it's a very important time to talk about this because it is Oscar season. And
Mhm.
for that matter, we need to kind of talk about some of the nominees. And specifically, one nominee that I have in mind is Tiana Taylor. And not only Tiana Taylor, but also some of the other Black nominees that we have here in the 2026 Oscars. Because, we don't always get represented the most in these award shows. You and I have talked about it before, but
Mhm.
I think that there's some really good names that we have to talk about and some big movies, obviously. Mari, which movie are you most excited to see potentially get awarded for the Oscars this year?
I mean, sinners, duh.
Gotta be.
Like, I mean, gotta be. And it's just so funny because if I remember correctly, Sinners came out around this time last year, and everybody was like, "Oh, where are the awards?" It's like it's coming out during the awards season. It can't be awarded. So now we're back a year later, and the impact that movie has had is still profound, and it's still making waves, making headlines. And so I'm rooting for not only everybody black, but everybody sinners. I hope sinners get as many as they want to, even though, this award is whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Look, the awards don't make or break any of our faves. Okay, it does not validate them at all, but it is still nice to be appreciated and honored. And we hope that they get honored. Obviously, Sinners, you have Michael B. Jordan up for nomination for Best Actor, and I didn't really think he had a chance. But recently, at the Screen Actors Guild or the Actors Awards, now is I think is what it's called now, he
Yeah.
won Best Actor, and that's a shock because, like I said, I think for a minute it looks like Timothy Chalamet was going to run away with it. I heard people talking about Leonardo DiCaprio, and we'll get into him a little bit more later on. But Michael
Mhm.
B. Jordan winning the one that was awarded for the actors by the actors. That's
Mhm.
like his peers saying, "No, this belongs to you." And to me, that's such a big deal. Honestly, I'd probably weigh that a little bit more than the Oscars.
I completely agree. The fact that I mean, maybe I should go and I haven't seen Marty Supreme.
I have.
I've only heard bad things about it. I You liked it though.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was like
Yeah.
to me, it has the same tension that Uncut Gems
Uncut
has,
Gems.
where you're just
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but it does not to that level. Uncut Gems is a different stratosphere of just
Yeah.
uncomfortability, but
And
Marty Supreme was fine.
I've told you before, Uncut Gems just made me an anxious ball of mess. Loved it because I liked Adam Sandler's portrayal and all that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I whatever. Michael B. Jordan played 2 people. He played
Yeah.
2 separate characters, played them flawlessly to the point where we forgot that it was one dude. Like,
Mhm.
I don't care who Leo, we'll talk about his performance, but,
Mhm.
like, no, give it to Michael B. Jordan, and I hope he wins, like you said, the fact that, his peers gave him that award is such a good sign, could be a good sign for the Academy Awards, who knows? But my biggest thing is with all of the blowback from the BAFTAs and stuff like that, I'm just really hoping people don't think this is like, this award was given to him because of this extracurricular stuff. If he does get this award, it's because he deserved it because he was in a damn good movie playing 2 damn good characters. So,
Mhm. No, big time agree. It was so good. It really was. I enjoyed Sinners so much. I did enjoy Marty Supreme. But like we said, we you know what we're doing here on Recap Kickback. We're rooting for the black folks, and so gotta root for Sinners. Ryan Coogler as well. Raphael Sadiq for the screenplay and the music, I guess, or whatever. Like there's so much in there. Hannah Beachler, I believe, was nominated in that same vein. So many Black folks involved in Sinners that I have to be rooting for them to win the big ones. But today, Mari, we come to talk about one of the more recently, I guess, thrust into the limelight stars of this movie, One Battle After Another. It's Teyana Taylor. And now we've known Teyana Taylor for a very long time, but it does seem like this is the breakout role that will give her, if anything, the acclaim that she has earned as an actress based on her performance in One Battle After Another. I am very excited to see her nominated for Best Supporting Actress. I've seen a lot of online discourse about whether or not they enjoyed this role from her, whether or not they enjoyed the movie, and whether or not they deserve or she deserves the nomination for Best Supporting Actress. But for me, I'm just happy to see her getting her things because, like we said, we've known her forever.
I still can't believe that the girl we saw on My Super Sweet 16 like became this huge megastar, and not like I didn't believe in her type thing. It's just like that show when it came out, I was that age, right?
Yeah.
I was literally that age, and at that age, you just don't fathom the level of stardom that she is now. You know what I'm saying? Like watching her episode, I thought she was like, I'm gonna be a rapper, I'm gonna do all this, I'm gonna be real cool. And I was like, girl, your party is popping. I don't know if I'll ever hear from you again. But the fact that then like a few months later, she came out with Google Me. I remember Google Me. I just remember her always being on the scene. She was almost like a socialite to me, like a Black socialite, right? Like she slowly started creeping up in the music game and then dancing. And then next thing you know, she's acting, dancing. She's a tour manager. I think she directed her tour, other people's tour. Like she's doing all of the things. And it's just so like, what? Like, and it makes it, and again, we're about the same age. And I'm like, what am I doing over here?
Right. Right. What am I doing? What do I have going on? Did you know she choreographed for Beyonce?
I did. Yeah.
Do you know how old she was when she choreographed for Beyonce?
No, I do not know this.
Remember how old you were when Ring the Alarm dropped?
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Teyana Taylor choreographed for Beyonce's Ring the Alarm when she was 15 years old. So prior to Super Sweet 16.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Ring Alarm is so good too. I thought she worked with her on some of her later tours too.
Maybe. But she definitely got there at the very beginning stages,
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm glad you
That's
mentioned
crazy.
Super Sweet 16 because I prepared us a clip. Found this on TikTok. So for the people who are not familiar, get into this old clip of Teyana Taylor. I got two clips.
Still looks the same.
Looks exactly the same, despite looking slightly different.
Okay. Not too much.
I want a marching band, bringing people in here marching, singing happy birthday Teyana. I want a skateboard ramp. I want graffiti artists drawing my face on walls. I want break dancers, break dancing. That's what I want.
And you don't see that in here?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Can we bet that I can make it happen?
I bet you. If you can make this happen, I'll bow down to you. You know I don't even do that to nobody.
You gotta bet. No temper tantrums?
No temper tantrums. My mom better pull this off because if my party's at the party of the century, I'm not having it. This kid is crazy. This is the dopest kick I ever seen.
Who wants a piece of cake?
All right, are you ready? I'm ready for what? Ready for one of your gifts?
Yeah.
Come on, come on. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I can't believe my mom got me my dream bike. I'm so happy. This is the best thing that could have happened at my party.
I gotta get one of those. She ride a bike to school. She got a bike.
Oh my God.
Oh, these take you back, don't they?
Everybody head to the exit.
What's going on? Maybe she got a crazy skateboard.
Spaceship.
Come on, what's going on outside? Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
I can't believe I got a Range Rover. That's $100,000 car. I was so surprised. I wasn't expecting a car.
I can't believe she got a Range Rover.
That's the top of the line, man. That's top of the line.
I think it's today.
Yo, T, we ain't on skateboards no more.
Wow.
Okay.
Blast from the
Yes.
past.
Didn't
Well,
that take you back, Mari?
kids these days will never understand my
They don't
Super
get
Sweet
it.
16. Only because MTV only plays ridiculousness, not because it's not happening. I'm pretty the way I've seen some of these prom pictures, I'm pretty sure it's still happening. But I used to love watching my Super Sweet 16 and just being like the ridiculousness of these parties and being like, I would never do this. And then thinking to my actual Sweet 16 party, which was
You got a Range Rover?
no, I did get a car though. I did get a car for my 16th birthday. My first car, I got a Pontiac Sunfire.
Okay.
Pontiac
Almost
Sunfire.
a Range Rover.
Right, almost. Yeah, very close. I think my my Pontiac cost as much as her bike did. So. But like it's just so funny to see her like that. Like she's one of the my Super Sweet 16s that like stands out, like everybody remembers. And I remember at the time they're like, oh yeah, she's in the hip hop game, but you didn't know what that meant. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So oh yeah, shout out to her. That's great. And every time she makes it, every time there's some good news about her, it just takes me back to that because you feel like contemporaries because you're like, I've watched you since you were on TV and 15, 16 years old, you know?
Yeah, that's our homegirl. We grew up with her, and so to see her kind of rise to fame, I felt like, okay, we got to talk about her on Recap Kickback a little bit. Some people might know her from Medea's Big Happy Family with her iconic Irene. Yeah, that which was great.
Mhm.
And then I remember her from the Fade Kanye West video because dear God,
Mm.
this lady can dance. Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, we've already said that
Mhm.
she be choreographing for Beyonce since she was a child, but like, come on, man. This lady can dance. I've seen her dance alongside the Jabberwockies and eat them up. And she's that good.
Okay.
And she also will go on to sign with Good Music. She was with Pharrell's Star Trek Entertainment. She's now dropped 3
Right.
albums. She's a Grammy nominee. And in 2026, she was named one of Time's Women of the Year. All culminating with this Oscar nomination for One Battle After Another. So gotta give Teyana her flowers. And now I think we should talk about how you feel about this nomination. Now she's up for supporting actress in
Mhm.
a motion picture or whatever. And like I said, some people have been questioning whether or not this is an earned nomination, right? Did she do enough to get this, or did they even like the role enough to really appreciate this? What did you think about her role and her performance in One Battle After Another?
If Jamie Lee Curtis can win after Anywhere Everywhere All at Once by having hot dogs on her finger and being in the movie for all of 7 minutes, honestly, anybody can win that nomination. Teyana Taylor, however, her character was very pivotal to the movie. It makes sense that she's in Best Supporting Actress because, like we said, she's not in a majority of the movie, but she is in like a good like quarter of it, I would say. you know, a third maybe.
About the first, I'd say probably about the first 35 to 40 minutes is about her.
Right, exactly. So I think this is a perfect placement for her. I don't think Best Actress would have been a good place for her. Plus, we know how blacks don't do too well. The blacks team don't do too well when we're in the Best Actor, Best Actress category. So she has a real shot to win for Best Supporting. Um, and I think it's perfect for this role. So here's the thing, right? Each year we have to disperse between oh, what is this a given actor Oscar nod because they meant to give them something last year or another year and they forgot type thing. You know what I'm saying? And so with her, I think with the movie itself generating so much buzz, apparently the electorate really loved the whole movie itself. If you love the whole movie itself, she is a driving force and factor of the movie. Now the characters, I feel like we have to get into what type of characters receive Oscar nods when it comes to Black people, though.
Yeah. Great point. And like I said, I've seen a lot of online discourse about that.
Yeah.
Mari, when it comes to Black folks and our roles that we get accolades for, historically speaking, it ain't always for the greatest roles. Like, they might be great acting roles, but I think a large criticism that we have for certain roles or certain nominations that we've gotten over the years is that these aren't hero roles a lot of times. A lot of times they are slaves or criminals or bed wenches, would you say?
Yeah, exactly. Like the roles are always so questionable, right? And depending on what camp you fall in with this nomination, some people might think that Teyana's character could fall into the bedwench like version, you know, because she is sleeping with two white men in this show, and you know, full spoilers here for people who are listening.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're here for. The crux of the movie is whose child did she have, kind of, you know what I'm saying? So which one of them is the daddy? So and the characterization is interesting. So again, if you're looking for a reason to not like this role, not like this nomination, you can point to the very surface level of X, Y, and Z. Is this a good example of, you know, Black representation in media? However, if you are like me and you look on the other side, I do feel like Perfidia Beverly Hills, aka Teyana Taylor, acting as Perfidia, did such a great job in evoking a lot of emotion in the little time that she had on screen. From evoking a powerful Black woman dynamic, the revolutionary stuff was like, a lot of that stuff was so over the top, but that's not her fault. The whole landscape of the movie was over the top. That was Paul Thomas Anderson's directive. You could tell they made everybody over the top in the movie. So I love that over the topness to then it forming into selfishness when she does become pregnant, and the subtle hints of postpartum depression and all of that, and how it reared its head within her after her child's birth and all of that. Like, you know me, if you put a motherhood storyline in there, I'm a sucker for it. I am absolutely a sucker for it. And bottom line is, she made me dislike Perfidia. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was not a fan of Perfidia, even though by the second time the rewatch, I was like, oh man, I do feel bad for her, because I know she's suffering. I know she's suffering from postpartum. I know That's what she's going through. But it also makes me again double down on, if you do not want to be a parent, do not talk yourself into being a parent. Don't
Yeah.
do it. You have to choose to want to be a parent before you have these kids. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. So
Mhm.
I loved her in this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I rarely have an issue with the roles that, like, this argument doesn't hit for me. You know, like I understand why it hits for other people. You think back to Halle Berry and her iconic moment with
Right.
Monsters Ball,
Monsters
right?
Ball.
Where, you know, people thought like, oh, well, why did she have to go and have, you know, sex so graphically on camera? You know, of course, obviously they're acting, but, you know, on camera, to get to the point where she could get this role. And it was a very gritty role. I think that for me, I always looked at that role as that was Halle Berry in a gritty role, and we just hadn't seen a lot of that from her before. Thus, you know, her acting was highlighted a lot more because it wasn't Halle Berry just being a beautiful woman who can act. It was Halle Berry kind of like dialing herself down. Now, some people will say that's the criticism, right? Like, why can't she just be a beautiful woman who can act when she gets her Oscar? Why does she have to be a broken woman, you know, or a bad parent or something like that, you know? And so that's some of the feedback that people got. We also can look at Denzel Washington's portrayal in Training Day as another role where people said, well, he's a crooked cop. He's not a good guy. He's acting well, but this is another like negative depiction of a Black person, and people don't love that necessarily. Like I said, to me, I always look at that as, if I'm looking at the actor, is that something I've ever seen from them before? Do I feel like that stretched them? Do I feel like they acted to the role to where I believed it? And that's why it doesn't really bother me as much, but I definitely hear the argument. You know, like, if I'm not going to come out here and be like, I disagree and I think you're wrong. I just think that, you know, like, for me, it don't hit that hard, because I did like this role for her. I wish there was more of her in the movie. And Mari, I think that's another criticism I've seen, is that she's only in the first 30 to 40 minutes of the film, but her impact is felt throughout. Is it 30 to 40 minutes, you know, enough to where you would say this person should get a Best Supporting Actress nomination? You pointed out Jamie Lee Curtis, but I would say that, you know, maybe for me, it's not so much the nomination. It's, if she wins it, is it something I can look at over the role of, you know, Wunmi Masaku and her role in Sinners?
Is Wunmi in Best Supporting?
Yeah. What is that face for?
Because she should be in Best Actress. She's in the whole freaking movie.
Was she the lead actress in the movie though? I don't know if there is a lead actress in that movie. I think it's Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan as the Best Supporting. Like I think he kind of.
They should have put him in twice.
I mean, yeah. And then you have Delroy Lindo, I think, also nominated for supporting. Come on. Like, we need that one, Delroy. We need that one. Yeah, we need that one. He could. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Do you consider her role as more like a lead actress role for that one?
Yeah, I would. But again, Oscar's gonna Oscar, so I understand why they would put her in Best Supporting. To me, she's the lead there. I mean, some people probably argue, oh, it's Haley. No. Like if we're going strictly on screen time, because, you know, people want statistics and metrics, that's a good one to go by. She has more screen time than Haley, and she's in like the full movie until the end, you know. Yeah. So like, and her character was the main foil for the main actor. Normally, when I think best actress in a movie, it's, you know, but I get it, supporting. So that is the sucky part, right? So we have Teyana versus Wunmi, and, you know, if it goes to one of them, I'll be happy. If it who else is in that category? Do you have it in front? You don't have it.
I don't have the whole list, no, it's but fine. I knew both of them were nominated. Yeah. I could get the list though. That's fine.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head who's in it, but I cannot. I'm completely drawing a blank. But I would want either one of them to win it, and that's all that really matters to me, to be quite honest. So because I think they both deserve it.
So Inga and Elle Elle Fanning from Sentimental Value are both nominated in actress in supporting role. Then Amy Madigan in Weapons, and then Teyana and Wumi
Weapons,
in their respective roles. Yeah, I've never seen Weapons or Sentimental Value.
Oh, I loved Weapons, but I don't. I'm trying not to hold up that like horror movie bias of like, horror. But even without that bias, I think the lady who's nominated for that did a good job. But I don't know if it was that big of a stretch. I don't think the acting chops, there weren't as much acting chops needed for that character type thing. But I love Weapons. I watched it twice, like really close together. So
who you picking, Wumi or Teyana?
Wumi her role was transcendent in Sinners. It truly was.
It's one of those movies. I think it's one of those movies that is like, it gave the people the time to shine, and they all rose to the occasion. I think One Battle After Another doesn't really serve Teyana as well because she's not in it as much. I think if you could work her into the final act a little bit more, then maybe that could, resonate a little bit more as well, right? Because we only have so much time to sit with her character. But to your point,
exactly.
I loved her character. Perfidia Beverly Hills. What a name, Mari.
Like, like between her and Stephen J. Lockjaw, I was like, again, Paul Thomas Anderson, the mind is it's weird up in there. It's weird up in there. I think so.
So Lockjaw caught your attention, but not Jungle Pussy.
Oh, I love Jungle Pussy. Yeah, Jungle Pussy was great. I looked her up. She's like a musician. She's a
rapper, I think. Something like that. Yeah.
So Perfidia Beverly Hills, I immediately do you know what perfidious the word means?
No, I don't.
It's basically kind of like how do you explain this? And I am Googling it at the same time, but it's basically like unimportant.
Oh.
Okay, so it says deceitful and untrustworthy.
Ooh. What damn, hold on.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think her name kind of gives it away now.
Exactly. It does. As soon as faithless, false, disloyal, traitorous, treacherous, untrue to what should command one's fidelity or allegiance. So like as soon as I heard the name, I was like, I know that meaning tangentially. Let me reach for it. And as soon as I looked it up, I was like, oh no. But yeah, and then so when you have names like that, I'm like, that the whole half of the movie I was like, is this a real name? Is this a surname?
This gotta be the code name. This is her spy name or something like that. Your mom, we met her mama or auntie or whatever in the movie, and she didn't seem like the type to name a child Perfidia.
Right. And it was just like, what are we doing here? So that was a lot. I was a little taken aback by that, but whatever. It was still fun.
I want to talk about her name a little bit more too, because you're right. If it means untrue, you should see this twist, I think, coming, right? So, but if you're not familiar with her name, maybe you don't. Like, I definitely didn't. So I'm watching the film, and we have this revolutionary group called the French 75. They are near the US-Mexico border. It seems like they're very much revolutionary because they are anti the things that are happening with immigration at these immigration detention centers, and they're really fighting back against the government. She is amongst a good group. We get like the quick rundown, almost like Attack on Titan-esque rundown of the crew, where you meet all the pieces, all the people who make up the team. You see her with Ghetto Pat, aka Leonardo DiCaprio. We find out about that relationship, and then we find out about another side of her, and they kind of intertwine. She kind of I don't know how to put this in right. She a little freaky frog. This one is she a little nasty.
Yeah. Freaky frog. When I tell you again, I think watching it twice really helped me, because watching it the first time, when you're just thrust into this over the top, I don't know if they considered it satire, but it was this like over the top world. I spent, again, which was her whole portion of the movie, at least the first 30-40 minutes, like trying to acclimate myself to the world. So when she pops up on the screen and she's all militant revolutionary, but she's pointing her gun at Sean Penn, and telling him to get hard, I was like, I was just so confused, you know? And then sleeping with him and freaky frog. Yeah, I guess that's the way to put it.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell what the relationship was with her and like kind of her sexuality, because in a way it felt like it was like this very empowering portion of her was heavily sexual, but it was also tied to the revolution right there, setting the bombs off. And she's like, baby, come on, let's have sex right now, while the things are exploding. Like you could tell maybe this was a part of the revolution. It really got her blood going and, you know, kind of got her hot. And so I saw that and I thought, okay, interesting, you know, weird place, but okay. And then we saw that she's dating Leonardo DiCaprio and okay, fine. That makes sense. That's cool, whatever. But then Sean Penn comes in and it's like, oh, she might have a type. And maybe it's white men, or maybe it's even less about that. And maybe there is no real emotional connection to Sean Penn. Maybe she's just kind of in like this like dominatrix mode. It's kind of the way I was reading
this
it, Mari.
Power struggle. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Because when she's telling him like, you know, get up, you know, for a lack of a better word, she's like, get up, you know, she's telling him to do that. And he is falling to his knees, subservient to her. And the first time I watched it, I definitely thought like, oh yeah, this is some sexual kinky stuff that he got going on. You know, he's talking about how much he loves black women. You know, I'm like, okay, this two freaky frogs have now met each other. They end up having sex again. We were having sex at least once that we saw. And when we see that time, I think at one point I thought, okay, this is the first time that they've probably linked up. But Mari, do you suspect that there were other interactions between the two of them, between when we see her and him having sex in the hotel room and later on where she eventually does her big heel turn? Because they only show them intimate once, but it feels like he thought there was a lot more to the relationship than maybe she thought was going on.
I took it as they only met up the two times, and then they had sex once. Right? And then when he comes back, like after she tries to get away with the crime after having the baby, and now she's like his informant. That's when I was just thinking that this whole time I was thinking he was projecting onto her. That was my thought process. I thought he was projecting onto her. I thought her whole motivation, and they kind of thread it through her narrative, is just she's just for herself. She does whatever will get her through. And I mean, it's not even subtle. She says it. She says it before she goes out to rob the bank about the baby, like to him about the baby. Like she serves herself. She doesn't care about anybody else. She's serving herself. So even when she ends up singing and again being his CI, he might take this as she might have some sort of feelings for him. We're talking about Lockjaw here. But I think she's just self-servant to herself, and she'll make him feel any way she wants him to feel, so that she can come up on top.
There's a very specific brand of actress that can pull off something like this, to where one actor looks like he is enamored and even in love, and she looks like she could care less. And I think Teyana Taylor is the perfect actress to pull that off. I also think, you know, I don't know, like skill wise, but you know, it's kind of like the same kind of air that Rihanna has. Like she fine and you lucky to be talking to her. Like that's kind of how Teyana Taylor's character came off to me, where he's telling her, "You love me." You know, he's telling her that she loves him. She never said that, you know, but maybe she's the type of person to make you feel like after one time, you know, you are in love with each other. You know, she's got that kind of energy that made him feel like, oh yeah, no, this is the one. We saw him obviously lusting over her, but then when he started talking about love, I was thinking, okay, is there another meeting that we missed during all of this? And I think they leave that ambiguous for a reason. You know, we don't know.
Right.
You know, is it her power, her sexual feminine wiles? Does he have like some type of fetishization for Black women specifically? Or, you know, or was there something else? Was there something romantic? But we do know she will use whatever she has to get out of this situation. So she's had the baby. And now she's back in the revolutionary streets because she'd much rather be a revolutionary than a parent. And when she gets caught, Stephen Lockjaw is able to take her in and then offer her basically witness protection. You know, you tell us where the French 75 are located. I need names, addresses, phone numbers, all that good stuff. And I will let you go so that we can be together. And I don't know why I was surprised that she flipped, because it was so obvious that she was going to flip, Mari. But I think it's still, I think you're in it with the French 75 so much in the first 30 minutes that it's almost unfathomable that like I'm about to watch her flip on the people who are raising her child, basically, in order to save herself. And then she does it. And I mean, my mouth was wide open, Mari. They just started killing all of them.
That was crazy. It wasn't even like, we're going to take them in. It's bullets to the head.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And it's kind of messed up because she gives them up and she's the one who kills the security guard in the bank heist. I mean,
yeah.
Unless they put a whole bunch of bombs in places.
They might have harmed somebody else.
Yeah, I was about to say
maybe
they there was a whole montage of them just blowing stuff up.
But we only saw one person get murdered in cold blood, and it was her. You're right, she did it. So yeah, we essentially see them taking the fall for her, but not by choice. You know, she throws them under the bus. Another character that I think maybe, if you want to talk about length of the movie that they're in the role and that they're doing really well, how have we not talked about Regina Hall? Dear God. Look at Brenda. Look at Brenda. I said, y'all don't know Candy. Y'all don't know Brenda like I know Brenda.
I love her so much. My God. If I end up going to go see the new Scary Movie, it would only be for her, and I don't even know if I have it in me. But
I'll be there. I'll be there. Bells and whistles.
Oh God. I mean, if you make me, boss, I guess I'll have to.
Yeah, you don't have a choice, Mar. We gotta go watch it, you know.
Which means we would have to talk about it.
We got a podcast. I mean, the people want it. The people want it. Mar, she was so good.
When I tell you, my favorite scene in the whole movie is her scene that's Chase Infinity, right?
Chase Infinity.
That whole scene in the bathroom is hands down my favorite scene in the movie. Ooh. I rewind that scene. I just loved it. I love the camera shot of it too, where we're seeing Chase's face, but we see Regina's in the mirror. And just the thought of like this young girl who has this device on her that she's like, my father is crazy, he's paranoid, I have this on me. And then for her to like just seeing the look on Chase, because it's Chase too who's really, you know, bringing it out. It's like Regina is pulling this out of her. But like just seeing the look and everything dawn on her head that like, oh my God, my dad wasn't like, you know, and Regina Hall is just like, I need the code words, baby. I was like, oh, mother, like auntie, like this. I just want to talk to her. I just want to be in the same room and talk to her for like 2 seconds. I don't even know what I'd say, but Regina Hall can just do every freaking thing. She's so underrated. She's such an underrated actress. Like, Okay, I'm sorry.
It was so good. When I saw people criticizing whether or not Teyana should be nominated for the supporting actress role, people were saying, why not Regina Hall? I think Regina Hall didn't have as much to do, even though she was in the movie more.
Right.
But I do think, supporting actresses have gone to people who haven't had much to do. So I'm just saying I would have loved to see it, but I loved her throughout. She is one of the people who will escape, and she is making sure that the baby is safe. Remember, when Teyana Taylor, Perfidia, when she gives up everybody, she doesn't, to our knowledge, save or spare anybody. They get out of Dodge before the people come looking for them. And then they go on the run forever as she goes into witness protection. Now, later on, we will see that Stephen J. Lockjaw thinks that this is his big moment. His baby is in witness protection. Now they can be together. He pulls up with the roses, with the flowers. And to me, I just feel like I understand him, because if Teyana Taylor looked at me for long enough, I too think I would just be like, do you want some flowers? Do you want roses? Do you want chocolate? Do you want candy? What do you need? What do you want? Money? I don't know. Like, I just feel like she could have whatever she wants. And so I understood him in that moment. But Mari, she dipped on him. She just took off. Pew.
As she should. As she should, because what?
They was in love.
No, they was not. They was not.
She said, this pussy don't pop for you.
That note. So funny. And I mean that made all of that made sense. And again, it still just points to how delusional he is about this relationship, and how this relationship is all about power dynamics. Who has it, who doesn't. And it's just a struggle between the two of them to exert their dominance in different ways. So, yuck.
Yeah. So our best actor nomination in this film does go to Leonardo DiCaprio, who is Ghetto Pat, aka Teyana or Perfidia's baby daddy. They are together until she has the baby, and he starts to care for the baby like a parent would, and she gets very jealous, like someone would, with postpartum would, and with somebody who's extremely selfish would as well. Like even during the pregnancy, she was saying, "Can't wait to drop this baby off so I could get back to what I want to do." And he notices. I think Regina Hall's character notices as well. But I don't know if anybody suspected that she was going to be a rat and turn them all in. So later on, 16 years later, he is raising Chase Infinity, or Charlene. What is her name?
Her government protected name is Willa.
Yeah, Charlene, aka Willa. He's raising her by himself, and this man is he's been living a hard life, a lot of alcohol, a lot of drugs, paranoia, because he thinks, and is probably correct, that the government was looking for him to some extent. So now he's the one who has the burden of raising this child. But as you alluded to earlier, Mari, we saw that he had been sexual with Perfidia, and Stephen J. Lockjaw had been sexual with Perfidia. So the question is, whose light-skinned baby is this? And so that is really where a lot of the criticism comes again, where we have a Black woman who don't know who her baby daddy is. And I saw people talking about that online as well. To me, I just thought this was a very interesting turn in the story, but I can see why people are mad.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I didn't necessarily see that coming until we got to that part. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
yeah,
all right. Because they really just jump cut from bombings. Her and Pat, we see her and Pat doing it a lot. Then she does it with Lockjaw, and then cut to, she's clearly like 9 months pregnant.
Hella pregnant.
Shooting at AK-47 or something. Like right on that baby bump too. I'm like, girl. So it's funny that parentage thing didn't pop up until like now.
But a part of him probably knew, right? We saw the scene where he pops up on Ghetto Pat in the grocery store. He's just like, you got a daughter? You like Black girls? Like I think there he suspects that this might be his baby. And of course, he's planning a life with her. In his mind, he's about to whisk her off to witness protection, and then they're gonna be together, and they're probably gonna raise that little mixed baby. But 16 years later, he has not come back for the baby. It seems like he has no interest, and Leonardo is raising the baby. So, it's safe to say that for all intents and purposes, this is Leonardo DiCaprio's child. But shit hits the fan when Stevie J. Lockjaw wants to join the Klan, and they got to make sure that he ain't got no ties to anybody not white.
Yeah, and again, my second watch really had to pull through here, because I was trying to decide, did he because he has I hate black people, but he was in love with Perfidia. So it's like, was he in love with Perfidia and then he was mad that she ran off on him, so that's why he wants to join this Klan? Or was he always like this type thing where it's like, oh, okay, you love black women, you love fucking black women, but you don't like black people, you don't like any people.
Is it fetishization, or is it love? Or is this retaliation? Is he mad because she broke his heart? Where'd you land on?
Exactly. Just fetishization.
Yeah,
that one.
I think that's where I lean to, but I do struggle with it. I do. I like that the movie kind of makes it ambiguous, because he never says, because of that I hate black people, right? Like, he could have hated black people back then, but we only saw him lusting over her. Even there was at one point where he told her that she loves him. I don't think he said I love you. He said she loves him. We know that they go to be together, but it wasn't like he was going and asking her to marry him. He showed her with some flowers. He probably just wanted to have sex. I mean, there were moments where we saw him looking through his binoculars at her from a distance and touching on himself. So it was giving sexual energy more than romantic, for sure.
Every time. Yep.
Yeah. And so maybe her actions, led to him, having this negative turn to complete racism. Or he was always racist. He just, had a little freak in him, and some racist fetishization was involved as well.
That's what I'm leaning towards. So
yeah. I like that the movie kind of lets you draw your own conclusion on that, and he doesn't have to just stand up on a mountaintop and say it. He doesn't have to be like F you, black lady. From now on, I hate all of y'all. We don't have to see that. We get to look at it and say, well, it looked kind of freaky to me, so I think it was just kind of some kinky shit that he liked. But that said, Fitzgerald Grant is here as the head of the Klan. I keep saying the Klan, but that's very polite. This is a look like a worldwide white supremacist group.
Cabal.
A lot of power. Yeah, exactly.
Cabal is the right term there.
Yeah. So speaking of bedwench, were you happy to see Fitz here?
Really?
I mean,
I love
Olivia.
Fitz though.
I do too.
It was so hard. I was like, he don't mean it. Like,
I said, let him. He all right. It's okay. He just ain't met Liv yet.
I was like, he doesn't mean anything he says about this white power stuff. He's just a phase.
It's just a phase. He'll get over it.
He doesn't mean any of this.
Yeah. Who hurt you,
Fitz, baby? I know.
Right. I said, that's my president, y'all. That's my president. He hate black folks, but that's him. I stick beside him. No, yeah, Fitzgerald Grant here. Like I said, not to highlight the criticisms we have from other shows about black women with white men, but Scandal was one of the OG debates out here when it came to that kind of energy, and Olivia Pope wasn't doing her she wasn't doing us any favors in those streets. We was arguing for our lives trying to defend Olivia.
They never gave her any fine black men.
The Edison had a key to her apartment and she still didn't care.
Edison, Jake. Edison didn't have a chance. I'm sorry.
Look, Olivia had a type.
No, you can't. Shout out to that actor, but you can't have.
He ain't the only black man in DC, Mari. Where are the rest of them?
I don't know. Ask Shonda, because she ain't put him on the show.
Well, look, if we want to talk about Shonda, we could get into Shonda's crimes, because she's done some other wild stuff. Annalise.
Lord. But yeah, like And this is so weird, right? Because again, I'm still bordering on calling this movie satire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if it's satire, because if it is satire,
it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it feels like an exaggeration of the truth, but I feel that's what's I don't know, Chappell, because you know what I'm saying? Like, even Perfidia herself, I'm a revolutionary. We are now, this is a revolution. We got to blow stuff up, like, da 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 da, whatever. And I'm just like, okay. And then you have this cabal, they're coming in and they're like, yeah, we just hate all people. And you have to be white. This is our board. Like, they're so calm about destroying the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so again, and we know what the files is pointing towards what is happening in the files. These men, I think, would be in the files. Mm-hmm. So it's not unreasonable, this cabal thing. So I'm guessing PTA is making an exaggerated mark. But I gotta Google satire, because I'm like, I don't know who he was making fun of here. Like, was he making fun of like extreme leftists? Was he making fun of, again, the right wing cabal that's ruling the world? Like, this part was so, I was like, okay. I don't know. I'm all over the place. But I just thought, I was like, this is a turn. This took a turn.
Yeah. I think, I don't even know, right, if this is satire. And I think that's the funniest part about it to me, is that, like, it doesn't have to be satire, right? Because satire is used to play things to comedy to make them funny. And to me, you could squint and see all of this happening, you know? Like, yes. Exactly. Yeah, like, yes, it is probably unheard of that a woman would be 9 months pregnant shooting an AK. But also, it's not impossible that would happen, right? Mm-hmm. It is not unheard of that a Black revolutionary would have sex with white men. It has happened numerous times. It's not unheard of that there would be some type of fraternity dispute. It's happened. It's not unheard of that there would be a white organization that is driven by hate and disdain for people of color. It's happened. So, you know, none of it is unheard of. I mean, even the revolution that they're pushing is this is anti-immigration. This is stuff that we see right now. So it's like, this is an alternate reality 2020, basically, where we land at in 16 years after the events back then. But none of this is impossible, and I think that's what makes you squint at it, and look at it kind of crazy and think like, is this satire, or are these just really extreme examples next to each other?
Is that what it was? That it was like a alternate. I noticed that. I was like, some of this music is kind of old. So was there like?
Well, because that's the thing. They're obviously like in present day. This is not super old. I mean, if you look at them, the phones that they have and this, that, and other, like, you can tell this isn't like, they have cell phones, right? So this isn't the 70s and stuff like that. They're doing things in roughly this time period, I guess, but not in the world that we know, right? This is not Trump's America, but it could be. And I think that's the fun part about it, is that this stuff sounds like, obviously we would know if there was this Perfidia Beverly Hills thing, if this was a true story, but it definitely feels like something that could happen, And so that's why I enjoyed the movie, because it wasn't me looking at it like, oh, this is satire. I think I didn't want to watch it at first because I thought it was just like some, like, almost like Grindhouse, type of movie. And it didn't give me that energy at all. So I don't know, Mari. When the racist people showed up, I thought, okay, sounds about right.
Exactly. Yeah. Honestly, exactly. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I did hate that it was Fitz, but aside from that, we saw Sean Penn's character basically try to get into this white supremacy group. They told him that they would do a white background check and make sure that he was a squeaky clean, and they found out that he was not. And he knew that they probably were going to find out that he was not either. So he, for the first time, goes to find his Black child. That's what leads him to hunting down Willa and Leonardo DiCaprio's character as well, because he needs to go and make sure this child cannot be traced back to him so that he can get into the organization. And he does. He's tracking her down. He's looking. They're doing an escape. We get some really cool scenes, some chase scenes, some really cool scenes where Ghetto Pat is trying to get out of here, get to his daughter. And then, of course, I think the funniest parts of these scenes is when he has basically been on drugs and alcohol so much that he can't remember any of the code words. That's what was really taking me out. That was the fun part.
That was funny. That was funny. But I don't know if the Oscar nod for this role was needed though.
Ooh.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I think if anything, Chase Infinity really outdid herself here with everybody, to be quite honest. She's the one who gets kidnapped. She's the one who's doing like a lot of these. She's not doing the stunts, but you know what I'm saying? Like, she's in all of these weird situations. And I think he did a okay job playing a stoner character who's just like meandering from one thing to another. Benicio del Toro is here. Probably owed a favors. Like,
also nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
For this?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're like maybe tough crowd out here, huh?
They just needed a movie to counter Sinners or something, because
they're just giving it out. She don't know what she's doing. She's just giving it out.
So yeah. So I mean, it was funny, but again, some of my favorite scenes are just Chase. When Lockjaw gives her to the other guy who seems like, I think he was like Native American or something like that, and he asked him to get rid of her, and she's scared or whatever, but the guy ends up like fighting for her. That scene was good. I wonder if, I can't remember if that was like a winner or not. I believe it was something like that. So if Paul Thomas Anderson, did he get the nod for Best Director? I could definitely see that. Yeah.
Of course.
But it was a very action packed. At this point, it was like, it felt like another movie, because now it's like Chase is abducted. Ghetto Pat has to get her back. I have absolutely no confidence in him getting her back. So that's why I was just like, oh my God. Like, the only thing I didn't like was at the end, it kind of felt too coincidental. Cause like, how did he know where to go? Like, after the handoff. And then the test, Lockjaw does the test. And it's proven that she is his daughter.
Yeah, he told her that, I will let you go if you are not my daughter, basically. And so he finds out, and she finds out that this is her real dad. Now, we never see Ghetto Pat find out. And so I assume she keeps that to herself. Maybe a part of him always, I don't know. I guess he had no reason to believe that Perfidia and Lockjaw ever had a sexual relationship. So, as far as he's concerned, this is his daughter. But yeah, that's a big moment in the movie, because Lockjaw said, hey, if you're my kid, I have to kill you, basically. But instead, he passes her off. And the guy who she passed her off to doesn't harm her. He ends up kind of fighting for her. But do you think this is by design? Because Lockjaw could have just murdered her right there.
Well, so that's what I was wondering too. Like, I think he just couldn't do it. He was like, I have to make sure you're killed, but I can't do it. Honestly, him looking for her was stupid to begin with, because I think if he did look for her, they wouldn't have known, right?
They found out. They found out, because remember, they send their own bounty hunter after him. When they find out, but they found out. They were doing their background check, and they found the paperwork. And Jungle Pussy once told somebody that she had been Perfidia had been messing around with Lockjaw, and so they end up calling in their white assassin to go clean up the mess. They said, we want it so clean you could eat off the floor. So his job was to not only go kill Lockjaw, but also to kill the child too.
Kill everybody. Yeah.
Yep.
No, I remember that. Yeah. I mean, it was just a lot going on. There's a lot happening. Shadowy Cabal still. It was like every white man actor available.
Yeah,
For
they
the
were pulling out all the
Shelley
big names.
Cabal?
Yeah, all the big
That's
names.
like, what is happening?
So I have to talk to you about my favorite scene. I love when Regina Hall's character pulls up on the nuns and she has Chase Infinity Willa with her. And the nuns, because I'm not expecting the nuns to think, oh, this is Perfidia's daughter, and kind of put those pieces together. And so Perfidia has a reputation and the nuns know about it. The nuns are part of the revolution. I was not thinking that. So when they get there and they say, hey, this is the child of Perfidia. We need refuge. I'm coming to you and I need your help. And that one nun walks down and her and Willa are face to face. And Willa says, do I look just like my mom? And she like, nah, you don't. but you got that rat inside you. I was like, whoo. You know how bad it has to be for a nun to size you up like that? Like, that's my scene. Because that's the moment when Willa realizes she's been living a lie. She's been told her whole life that her mom was a war hero or a revolutionary hero. Come to find out, not only was she a traitor, but she also cheated on her daddy. And so there's a lot going on there. Obviously, she will meet Lockjaw later on. She will end up escaping and having to outrun that last bounty hunter. And the way she does it, I think this scene, Chantel and I have talked about this scene, but the driving down the roads and it's going up and down and up and down and up and down. The cinematography on that was crazy. I loved it. And seeing how she slams on the brakes, he crashes in the car. Yeah, so perfect. So perfect. I loved all of that. And the movie basically ends with her seemingly taking up the mantle of the next revolutionary. She gets that letter from her mom, and her mom basically says, like, we lost the fight, but maybe you will win it. And then we see her going out to, I think, to drive to Oakland or somewhere to go and be a part of the struggle, and leaving Ghetto Pat back at home on the couch, retired. And I don't know, Mari, what'd you think about this ending? Her kind of trying to fill the shoes that Perfidia could not fill.
Yeah, it's a proverbial passing the torch. Revolutions die when people, stop revolting. Yeah. Stop caring. That's it. So I think it's just like, I think it's saying, like, pass on that torch to your kids. Make sure your kids are aware. They're the ones that are going to have to save this world because, clearly we can't do it. But I thought that was cool because Willow really went through it. She went through it. And I think it's kind of funny that we didn't get anything about, like, her being normal, like her normal high school life. So that was fun. So I liked it. I thought, again, I thought this movie was very interesting. It was one of those movies where one person be like, did you watch One Battle After Another? No, it was great. Did you watch One Battle After Another? No, it was okay. Like, like, it was kind of a polarizing movie. So when we watched it and the credits rolled, me and James were like, well, that was something. Like,
that was a thing that happened.
That was good. That was okay. That was cool. I liked it. Like, that's kind of, because it was fun. I mean, at the very least, I'm glad it's original, right? Because a lot of original concept movies don't get made anymore. So to that, at least.
Well, Mari said it was cool, but Mari, is it an Oscar-winning film? The Oscars are coming up. The Academy Awards upon us. Do you think One Battle After Another is going to win an Oscar? And do you think Teyana Taylor is going to win an Oscar for One Battle After Another?
I think that's their best bet for me, because she won the Golden Globe.
I believe so, yes. She won 2 Critics' Choice Awards, an NAACP award, and now a Golden Globe as well, I think.
Right.
But I think the NAACP award was an Image Award. I don't know if that was. I don't know if that was for the movie. I don't know if this was for the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. But and Wunmi won the Actors Award for.
I do not know if she won the Actors Award.
I think she did, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think if this movie does win, I think that's where it is. I think she's the best chance they have. I would be very shocked if anybody else won. Paul Thomas Anderson as best director might have it, might have a chance, but how do you not give it to Coogler though? You know.
So Amy Madigan won for Weapons for the supporting role on the Actors Award. So she would technically be the front runner, because normally the Screen Actors Guild Award, at least typically, Screen Actors Guild Award will go on to show you who will probably win these acting awards, because it's the actors who are voting for them. Now, Michael B. Jordan won the Actors Award, so maybe he's got the Oscar locked in. But at first, people were saying the two front runners were Timothée Chalamet and Leonardo DiCaprio. I personally don't. I agree with you that I don't think this was enough for Leonardo DiCaprio to win an Oscar for it. It was fine. But I didn't think it was enough. Timothy might not win because he don't know how to keep his mouth closed, and the votes ain't been counted yet, sir. What are you doing? And so he might not win because of that. So maybe I could see Michael B. Jordan stealing this one, but it would be a long shot. And then as far as Teyana goes, I don't know. I've never seen Weapons, so I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed that maybe she pulls it out. I will say that of all the people in One Battle After Another, Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn were both nominated for a supporting actor, and I'm hoping that Delroy Lindo takes that one too. So
Sean Penn won something though, right? I think he won.
Was it the actor award?
No, it might have been the Golden Globe.
He won the BAFTA and the actor award.
Okay, so Ugh.
Yeah, tough. The movie ends with Sean Penn basically getting thrown into a furnace as he goes to try to reapply for the Klan after they find out about his child. We can't end this podcast without talking about his excuse for why he has a black baby. He said he was reverse raped.
Yeah, he did. And when he showed up with his half his face missing and he was limping, and I don't know, man. Something about this character winning an Academy Award, it does not sit right in my spirit. It is weird, Chappell. You're giving a man who fetishizes black women and tries to exterminate his daughter, ew. I mean,
that's the role.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that is the role.
We'll see how that works out for him, because I think that was a turn that I wasn't expecting in the film either. I didn't expect him to survive getting shot in the face with a shotgun, but then to also still be hell-bent on joining the Christmas Club or whatever it was called, to be a part of this white supremacy group. You would think you just give it up at that point.
Yeah, and so they escort him to this office, and as soon as I was like, okay, what are they gonna do to him?
You did.
You said furnace. I'm pretty sure it was a gas chamber.
Oh, I thought they burned him, but you're right. Wow, well, I figured a furnace is more likely to be in a building. Maybe in my mind, I didn't think there's a gas chamber in this office building.
It's a building of Nazis.
You're right.
Gas chamber.
Gas chamber.
It's symbolic.
It's right. Yeah. It's symbolic, and also you could kind of see it, so it's like, all right. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's One Battle After Another, and that is our assessment of what Teyana Taylor's chances are. I think her chances are probably as good as anybody's. I think that it is an actor award, but it is not only based on acting. Sometimes people just vote for the person that they think had a breakout moment, or sometimes they give you an award that you should have gotten a long time ago. We saw that with Leo and The Revenant. I think a lot of people thought okay, this is good enough to give him this one, even though maybe people could make an argument that he deserved them in the past. I think that Teyana winning this would be great, but I also could see why she wouldn't. And I could see why people would be against it. And, so I think it's going to be a very suspenseful Oscars. I don't think I've cared that much in recent years, Mari, about the outcomes of this one. But when I tell you I'm all in on Sinners, I am dead ass. I I need them to win it all. Like the fact that Delroy Lindo is not the favorite for this is driving me crazy. Like I just don't understand. So fingers crossed for Teyana and the cast of Sinners.
It feels like your cousins and your aunties and uncles are nominated, like with Sinners. Like I cannot fathom them losing.
Yeah. Well, we shall see on Sunday
the 15th.
We'll see on Sunday the 15th who walks away with that. And then I guess we'll be back and we'll talk about the results of that later on. But Mari, this has been so much fun. Do you have anything you want to add before we wrap this up?
No, this has been great. So glad to be back on our bullshit where we get to talk about whatever we want. Oscar season. How is a fourth of the year already gone? Then to be
I'll do this.
What is happening? Like, how was that the longest feeling Black History Month?
I mean,
the longest and the most disrespectful.
It was so much bullshit going on that month. It was so much bullshit going on in February. I just forgot that it happened. Mari, in April, I just saw another teaser trailer for Michael Jackson's movie. I'm so ready. I'm gonna embarrass y'all. I'm gonna embarrass y'all. They're gonna be like, "Who is this man who watched this movie 3 times in one day?" The way I already got my jacket picked out that I'm gonna be wearing in 85-degree weather in Texas. Y'all crazy. Y'all don't want to see me. Y'all don't want to see me. But that's a conversation for another time. Mari, we're going to have to go to the movies a couple times in the next few months, so you gotta get ready.
I know. You're gonna have to send me a list because
Michael for sure. Michael for sure. But maybe scary movie,
Yeah.
Mari, what else are you working on these days? And what you got going on over in Crime Scene? I was over there recently.
Yeah. Yes, you're over on Crime Scene. Make sure you are subscribed by going to crimescenepod.com, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also go to buymeacoffee.com/crimescenepod in order to become a member or a supporter. We are doing a merch giveaway. The only way to qualify for that merch giveaway is to be a member. Remember, that's crime, SEE, in pod.com. Chappell just recently joined us to talk about Dirty Rotten Scandals, the Dr. Phil show. The next few weeks, we're kind of taking a break from murder. I say this, but who knows? We're staying with the Dirty Rotten Scandals series. Coming up, we'll be talking with Asia about America's Next Top Model, and then after that, we'll be talking with Mike Bloom about The Price is Right. Each of them are a part of the Dirty Rotten Scandals series. So we are having so much fun over on Crime Scene. Make sure you check us out there. I will be on the Love is Blind reunion podcast this week. So, which love it. I love Love is Blind. One of my favorite guilty pleasures. Can't wait to go talk with Asia, Jason, and Mary about that. And, I kind of opened a business-ish. I've been crafting. I've been doing some crafting. So I've been crafting some custom tumblers, cups, tumblers, book themed, custom themed. If you want to go check that out, you can go to maricraftstoomuch.bigcartel.com. I'll make Chappell put it in the show notes. I'll bully him into putting it in the show notes.
What? Yeah, we about to promote Mari stuff. Put her to work. So that's not an issue at all. Please go and order some goodies. I'm waiting on mine to come in the mail. I'm pretty sure Mari's going to handle it.
Yes, I was about to say that shipping. I was like, shipping costs is crazy. Hand delivered, white glove service just for Chappell.
There you go. And here on Recap Kickback, y'all know what we got going on. Abbott Elementary is back. That podcast should already be out. LaTanya and I are taking a brief hiatus, so keep her in your prayers while she handles her things, and we'll be back to talk about Welcome to Dairy when she's finished. Then you have Gia and I are still working on our Bet on Black series. We're going to be talking about Tristan, the winner of last season of Top Chef, and how he did it. We'll be chronicling all that in our series Bet on Black. Check out Gia's Substack as well. And then, of course, Chantel and I talking about I Love New York, we're at the final 5. And so yeah, she doesn't know what's coming next. And she's probably going to listen to this, so we won't talk about that. But just make sure you check that out live on YouTube, youtube.com/@recapkickback. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast, recapkickback.com/subscribe. That's it for Mari, for myself. And with all prayers going out to the cast of Sinners and One Battle After Another, specifically Teyana. You know, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here. We'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.
I've been trapped behind Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.